has stuff like this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is warm up the hamstrings before we do a bridge. Don't do it this yet. Let me show you what is happening. So the roller will go right at the point where your legs start to separate from your hips. And the action that we're going to try to do is a rolling pin action where we roll the feet out from the hip joints and we roll inward. So it's the whole leg, the knee, the feet, and the hips are rolling in. We're going to do 4 times up near the groin. Then we're going to do a movement called a tong. I call this a tong, which is just like this. The legs are straight, they stay parallel, and they don't scissor, but they move in and out. We're going to do that in 3 locations on our hamstrings. Up by the top, by the pelvis, the middle of the hamstring, and then down closer to the knee. So for you, Lanny, you're just going to rub the back of your legs while we do this, intermittently, one at a time. I'm going to mute you all now, and we are going to take our class. Okay. Always have to click one more button. All right, let's begin. So put that roller right up near your pelvis and then straighten your legs. It's really important doing this that you don't do this with your legs up in the air, because then you're using your psoas muscle and the top of your quads to hold your legs in the air. I'd like those to be relaxed. So you're just going to rolling pin your legs, going outward with the knees and the hips and the feet, and going inward. And then go outward again and inward. And you might not get a whole lot of movement, but the whole idea is that you're kind of smashing your skin and your flesh against your bone and the roller. Now we go out and in. Like tongs, you're going to scrape your heels against the floor. One more time, out and in. This is a very kind of a gentle thing to do. We go down to the middle of the hamstring. We rolling pin again, rolling out and in and out and in and out and in, rolling the femurs out, rolling the femurs in. Now keeping the femurs, feet straight up and down, knees straight forward, up and down, glide the legs outward and return. And it feels like as you're pressing your leg down into the roller, that you're kind of pulling against the skin and the flesh. You're stretching, kind of pulling the flesh. This is the only way I have it. And you grab the flesh and you're trying, forcing a stretch. One more, towards your knees. We roll in and out. That's our last position on our hamstrings. And Lanny, just keep warming up your hamstrings with some physical massage. We go out and in, rolling out, rolling in. And now, keeping the parallel legs, we glide out. These are the tongs, the barbecue tongs. And drag the flesh against the roller so it feels like you're pulling the skin, stretching the skin. But what you're dealing with is the fascia, which is the layer underneath the skin. Okay, right above the muscle. So now we're going to take the roller and place your feet on the roller. And Lanny, you're just going to do a normal bridge. So you have 3 positions for your feet on the roller. The least amount of work on your hamstrings is where your heels are dug down and your toes are kind of pointed up. It's a little bit of a tenuous grip on your roller, but that cues more to glutes. The next position is a level foot. The hardest position would be to point your toes. That's going to fire your hamstrings immensely. So choose a position. Take a breath for preparation. On your exhale, curl your tailbone up and peel the spine off the mat. You should feel your hamstrings right away. Take a breath. Have composure as you roll down. Try to avoid releasing in a big bounce down to the floor because you're cramping. Let's bring the right leg up. Massage the back of the leg for 3 or 4 seconds. And bring the left leg up and do the same thing, rubbing up and down. We're intensifying the work on the hamstrings, so we have to take care of the hamstrings themselves. Breath for prep. Exhale, curl and peel the spine off the mat, opening your hip line. Take a breath in, and exhale, start to roll down all the way, 1 vertebra at a time, down into the mat, and then relax. And let's bring the left leg up and rub the back of the leg again and put it back down, and the right leg. So we're getting a little break on all that work. The higher the roller is, well, I'm not sure if this one is, maybe it's a little harder. Take a breath for prep. Exhale, curl, peel the spine off the mat, open your hip line, keep your feet heavy down, don't open your knees. Take a breath, exhale, roll down. Again, the legs in, one at a time. Lots and lots of hamstrings there. And then down, last one, and we go. Exhale, curl up, hold there, take a breath. Before you roll down, try to pull your heels towards your bottom, making the roller come a little closer in without moving it really, and then roll down, and that's a really powerful hamstring. Now walk the roller back towards your hips, and we're gonna do the same exercise we did at the beginning. Rolling pin, and 2, and 3, and 4, and tongs, and 1, out and in, 2, out and in, 3, and 4. Move to the middle of the quad or the middle of the thigh and rolling pin. Massaging those really well-used muscles. They had big, intense work, even though they didn't do a lot of them. And now tongs, we go out and in, keep the legs parallel, and in, keep going and out, and in, keep the heels dragging lightly on the floor. Last position towards your knees, rolling pin out, and in, squeeze the glutes out, and in, and we go. Feel the glutes making those rolling pin legs. And now gliding in tongs with parallel legs, and 2 out and in, and 3 out and in, and 4 out and in. Take the roller. You can pick it up with your feet if you wish and get a little bit of skill with that. And then place the roller between your knees and your feet like this. Your legs are going to be in tabletop position. What I don't want you to do is have the roller be so close to your face or make the roller go so far away from you. You kind of have the same amount of roller hanging off the front and the back, keeping your legs at tabletop. Your roller needs to stay parallel to your spine. So when the legs fall towards the right, make sure the roller does not twist out of alignment. So what I don't want to see, well, look in the video, I don't want to see that this is a diagonal line of the roller. I want to see that that roller is in a parallel position. The knees and the feet are hugging. Breathe in, come back to center, and we go again, exhaling for prep. Inhale over to the left. Let that roller go. You should feel your obliques. And exhale, come back to center. Twist over to the right as you take your breath in. And exhale, come back. So keep a kind of a gaze forward towards your own form so that you can see whether your knees are moving first and then maybe your feet follow, or if the whole business, including the roller, is moving as a unit from side to side. If I were to take a picture of you from the ceiling down at your bodies, your spine would be a straight line, and the roller would be a straight line, but it would be off to the side maybe, and maybe it's off to the other side. We're going to go one more set. This is a good rotation for your spine, and then we come back. Place your roller back down on the floor. You can use your feet if you wish or your hand, and then make your roller be parallel, so it's not one foot is closer into your chest and then the other. We're going to do a chest lift and a chest lift with rotation just to warm up the whole body. Interlace your fingers. Your feet are heavy on the roller. Take a breath and exhale, curl upward towards your legs. Stay there as you take your breath in, and exhale, lower yourself back. Breath for preparation again. Exhale and lift up chest. Stay there as you breathe in, and exhale, roll back down. Breath for preparation again. Exhale and curl upward towards your legs. Feel this position. Take a breath in and exhale, lower yourself back. Breath again for preparation. Pull your shoulders down and curl your chest forward towards your legs. Imprint your low back. Breathe in and exhale, lower back down. 4 more times. Exhale, we curl upward towards the legs. Stay there, breathe in, and exhale, lower yourself back. Again, breath for preparation, and exhale, curl up. Stay lifted, breathe in, and exhale, lower back down. Breath for prep again, and exhale, curl upward. Stay as you breathe in, and exhale, lower yourself back. And one more time, exhale, curl upward, holding your position. Take a breath. Twist your upper body while coming forward towards just that little bit of roller on the outside of the right leg. Come through the center, breathe in, twist the upper body towards the left, looking at that roller on the left side. Come through the center, inhaling, exhale over to the right, look at that roller, come through the center. It's just creeping out from the side of your leg. Inhale, center, and we go again. 4 more sets, exhaling over, should be getting warm now, and exhale over to the left. Come through the center, and exhale to the right. Come through the center, and exhale to the left. Come through the center, 1 more set, exhale right, and center, and exhale left, and center. Hold your position, grab behind, roll up a little bit higher, extend your arms forward, bring your hands back to your head, and lower back down, and lengthen out your legs on the roller. So now we're going to do, those of you who need weights to do a roll up, please get your weights now and come back to your mat with your feet. I have my Achilles tendons or my lower calf muscles on the roller. I'm going to do a roll up. We're doing a roll up, Elaine Maravich, so you can do a sitting position with your feet on the roller and just lean back as you would to challenge your abdominals, because you're not going to do roll ups, so you can do that modification. All right, so we're getting ready with the weights. All right, those of you who have the weights in each hand, take a breath, and everyone else, exhale, curl forward, and now try to go forward, keeping your legs on the roller. It's not as easy to do for some people. Look forward at your navel. Inhale, start to roll backwards, and exhale, roll the rest of the way, keeping the legs on the roller. Takes a little bit of a different challenge to keep your legs heavy on the roller when they want to pop off. Inhale, come through upper body. Exhale, roll up, pushing your legs into the roller slightly. Breathe in, go backwards. And exhale the rest of the way. Arms go back 2 more times like this. Inhale, come forward, upper body. Exhale, press on the roller, roll up. Inhale, roll back, shoulders down. Exhale, roll the rest of the way. 1 more time. Inhale, upper body, keep those legs on the roller. Exhale, roll up. And stay in the seated position. Take the roller out from your legs. Bring it in your hands. We're going to do 4 times rolling up and down using the roller in our arms. Breathe in, roll backwards. Exhale the rest of the way. Let your arms go way back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, roll up, pushing the roller towards your feet. Notice if there's a difference in ease of rolling up. Well, it's not really fair since we're working on our second set and our abdominals might be a little fatigued. And we go again, inhale up and exhale, roll forward. 1 more time going back and 1 more time coming up. And inhale, upper body comes up, shoulders down, exhale, roll up. Good. Okay. So now notice if there was a difference, if it was a challenge for you to keep your feet, your ankles or your Achilles tendons on the roller or not. Okay, now I'm going to show you something that we're going to do on our backs, but I have to show you as if I'm on my back, and I'm going to show you the position of the arms. If you don't have a roller landing, just hold your fist like this and make us do something as if you had a roller in between. So this is I call this a kind of a semaphore thing. This is for both shoulders. So when we're on our backs, we're going to be moving the roller to one side. Say this is may look like left on your side, it's my right. Then I'm going to keep that outside arm ready, and the other arm is going to go over my head, and I'm going to bring them over like this, and then I'm going to lower down and bring it to center. I go the other way, we go up and around like a I don't know, this is really kind of like semaphore to me. Okay, then we do rowing, like you're dipping an oar in. One arm will go down, one arm will come up like this, and then you'll reverse and you'll go up and over. You're rowing backwards. We're going to do those two exercises when we're on our backs. Please do your best. I will try to cue this as clearly as I can. So, if you need the pillow for your head now, you can have it. I like to keep my knees softly bent so that I'm not uncomfortable in my position. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing with my roller. So now I'm going to tip the roller towards the right. Let's go to the, I'll have it be to your left. Go to the left. Then the right hand is going to go over your head. And once it's down over your head, you're going to bring both arms over towards the right and anchor that right hand, and then bring the bar right over, or the roller right above your chest. Move that roller towards your right hand and imprint that hand into the mat. Keep it steady as you bring your left arm over your head. Once it's over your head and you can't move, swing the roller over to the other side, anchoring your left hand, and then bring the roller right above your chest. Move the roller to the left side, anchoring the left hand. Keep it anchored as the right arm comes over your head, and then swing that roller parallel to the floor all the way over to the right side. Anchor that hand and bring the roller parallel and above your chest again. One more time, we bring that roller to the right hand, let it anchor down. Bring the left arm over your head. Swing the whole roller over to the other side, anchoring the left hand, and then bring the roller up above. Now look straight at that roller and make it go diagonally in your vision. You can see this in the camera if you need to, or the screen, but really you have to figure out how would it be if you dipped. This is like a kayak paddle. So we're going to twist the roller to, I would say, looks like 5 o'clock, 5 minutes to 5. And then we come back with the roller at 9 and 3. How about that? That's a good way to designate this. And now we're going to be 5 minutes after 7, right? So it's got a diagonal. And we come back to 9 and 3. Okay, now looking straight forward, we're going to go to 5 minutes to 5. And then we're going to go down towards the hips. Bring up that side, cross through the center. Lower down the left side. Pretend you're dipping a paddle in water down by your hips and you're swinging it through, bring it above your head, and then go to the other side. Keeping both arms straight. You're just doing a little kayak paddling on your back, feeling the shoulders move smoothly in the sockets. Remember, there is a little stability when that paddle dips down on the side. The part of the paddle that's up above, that's above over your chest, is kind of steadying. Okay, and now I go one more paddle like that, and then bring your roller straight again across your body. We're going to reverse this now. We're going to go to 5 minutes after 7, and we're going to take the 5-minute one, which is the right hand, and go up and over, and then down to the side, and go up and over with your left, and then down the side, up and over, and pretend you're swimming backwards or you're paddling backwards. If this is confusing, just do your best to move your arms in a symmetrical way, side to side, making revolutions and rotations happen in the sockets, sweeping from the side. This should feel kind of good in your shoulders. Let's do one more time, one more exercise. We're just going to go all the way over to the right hand and stretch a little bit in the biceps there, and then all the way over to the left hand. Keep that left arm straight and just push that elbow straight so you may feel a little stretch. One more time, right and left. Good. And now we're going to keep the roller in our hands and bring our legs one at a time to tabletop position. We're now going to do double leg stretch. So this is a little bit more work on the shoulders. Be careful that you do not strain. Curl your chest forward and hover the roller over your shins. Arms to ears, still as before, legs out to diagonal, and exhale, crunch. Inhale, try to reach the chest high so the roller misses your shins if possible. Inhale, reach, exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach, exhale, crunch. Keep going. Inhale, reach, exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach, exhale, crunch. 4 more. Shoulders down. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, pull it in. 2 more. 1 more. And rest. Place that roller underneath your skull, at the back of above your neck, at the base of the skull. And turn your head right and left. This is just a little gentle break, and open your shoulders. Your elbows are on the mat and your hands are going outward to hold the edges of the rollers. It should feel like a stretch in your pectoral area and in your shoulders. Good. Be careful you don't put this in your neck. Okay, so now we're going to go to, we did a roll up, we did double leg stretch. Now we're going to take a little time to do some balance work on our backs. So I'm going to have you lay your roller down lengthwise. We're going to do mobilization of the shoulders first, a little bit of not quadruped, but a little toe tapping, which is going to be focused on the psoas and the abdominals. And then at the very end of class, we'll get back on our backs on the roller and do a specific balance challenge, which people in San Rafael have done, but I haven't done it in a very long time. So get your tush on the roller and roll through your spine down. And then you can reach down and position your body on your roller. So we're going to be here for a while. Hopefully you're not uncomfortable in your back. If you do feel like it's about to tense in your back or it's too much pressure, you're definitely, and you have a hard roller, you're definitely one of the people who would like a soft one. So my feet are going to be pretty wide to the edges of my mat. My hands are pretty wide. They're actually off my mat. And now I'm going to try not to let my hip drop as I roll towards the camera, towards the screen. I'm going on whichever side of the back is trailing. And then we come back onto the spine. And then using your feet and your hands for balance and for not dropping that empty hip, the hip that's hanging off, roll to the other side of the spine. So you're feeling the glute tissue, maybe a little bit of the low pelvis, or rather upper pelvis, and then low ribs maybe, and between the shoulder blade and the spine. We roll again towards the screen, and then come back to center, and now roll away from the screen, and come back. And if that parameter doesn't apply, then just roll from one side to the other. So there is, if you guys can look at the screen for a moment, what can happen is I roll towards the screen and this hip is hanging off, is I can just kind of let it fall. That is not what I want. I want to use my legs to try to keep my hip up as if there were another roller ready to catch my hip. So keep going, rolling another 2 sets side to side. Make sure you end up on your spine and then roll off it and roll back and roll again and roll back and go 1 more set and back to center. Okay. Now bring your right leg or your left leg up to tabletop and then bring your other leg up to tabletop. Keeping your hands pretty wide for balance. Lanny, you can do this movement with your legs without any roller. You're just going to not get a little balance challenge. So the knees are touching, the feet are together, and then we're going to open the knees in what I call a butterfly knee position. The feet are staying touching, and their knees are opening outward symmetrically, evenly, so you're staying on balance on your roller. And one more time, we open and close. Now, remember when we had the roller between our lower legs in the shin bone area, between our feet and knees, we kept the shin parallel to the spine. That means butterfly knees is not parallel, they've opened down. Right leg, and I'm going to open it out direct. Right hand is going to keep working to the side. The foot and the knee travel the same rate. So I have a parallel position on my shin. I'm not the same distance from knee to knee as it is from foot to foot. So it's like I'm stretching a big rubber band that's connecting my ankles and my knees together, and I'm moving symmetrically, so the rubber band is the same stretch each side. Okay, now we're going to go back to butterfly knees. This time we're going to only open the right knee, keeping the left one steady. And 3 more times like that. Only the right leg goes out. The feet are staying together. And 1 more time, right leg out and back in. And we hold and we bring the left one out and back in, and left again and back in, and left again and back in, and 1 more and back in. Lower the right and then the left leg. Take your hands to the back of your neck and your head. Remember how in the last class and maybe the one before, we talked about tractioning the neck. So you have everyone's neck is a different length, so you might, and palms are different widths. So this is a rough guide, I guess you might say. So I like to put like the heel of my hand by my pinky under my occipits of my skull, and I'm just going to try to lengthen my neck and then lay it down. When your arms are below the plane of the body, there can be a little bit of neck tension from using your hands to help your balance. Just grab your head and lengthen your neck and place it on the roller. So your feet or then the hands can be now right on the mat. You don't have to worry about such a wide grip. Raise up your right leg into tabletop position and then feel your abdominals contracting to hold your leg, flex your foot, and just do that same thing we do when we're doing our single leg bridges. We're hinging from the hip. The heel will find the floor. Do not bend your knee more to find the floor. You're just working that hip flexor. And then place that foot back down. And then bring your left one up, flex the foot, and 4 times hinging from the hip down and up. 2 and lift. 3 and lift. And 4 and lift. Hold it there. Bring the other leg up, and then lower the left leg and bring it up. Lower the right leg from tabletop and bring it up. Lower the left leg from tabletop, bring it up, and the right from tabletop. Now we've added challenge. The other leg is the empty leg. The non-working leg is staying in the air, which means it's really not being passive. It's working somewhat to keep it in the air. 1 more set. Left goes down and back up, and right goes down and back up. Now hold there. Relax for a moment. You're going to get ready to work for a little bit harder challenge. Flex both feet again. Lower the right foot down. Find the heel on the mat. And now switch simultaneous legs. So this is real heel tapping, making both legs work at the same time. Your abs have to work. Don't arch your back too much. Keep your tailbone anchored down, chest anchored down. Hands are helping you. Stay on balance. Lots of abs, lots of control. Last set, and down, and rest. Now, we're going to roll off the roller. Remember, when we roll off the roller, I don't want you to move off your mat. You need to enjoy the feeling of your back on the mat. So let's just squirt that roller out from underneath you, and then just lie on the mat completely straight and flat and breathe for 3 long breaths. One more breath. Good. Okay, so now we're going to take the roller and do a little upper back work. Bring the roller behind your body to just your low rib cage. So we never want to put the roller in your lumbar spine, the place where the spine curves inward towards the navel. That's a very bad idea to do because the body is already arched that way, and the heaviness of the body into that support can hyperextend your back. Not a good thing. So my comfortable place to set up is if you are a woman and know where your bra line is, it's below your bra line, just on your low ribs. So now fold your fingers together and support your head. You're going to look straight up at the ceiling. So let your head go back a little bit in your hands. Your elbows can be seen on the outside by looking just a little bit into your peripheral vision. You're gonna raise up your pelvis and move. You can walk your feet, move the roller up your back towards your shoulders, and then move the roller down to that starting spot. Being sensitive as to what you feel pressing against the roller. Does each shoulder feel the same? Do you feel different musculature on one side of the spine or the other? So I, at my age, have something called functional scoliosis, which is probably from a handedness, from my right-handedness, also from some injuries that I've had. So I have a lot more development on one side of my spine than the other. Each shoulder is different, and this is just to evaluate and to assess it and give your body information about trying to create more symmetry. Okay, so now we're going to lay the pelvis down at the bottommost part before you get into your lumbar spine. And then if you need to readjust your feet for comfort, you're going to be here for a little bit. As you inhale, you will arch back your upper body, drawing your belly in just a little bit, making sure you are not overarching your lumbar spine. Exhale, curl forward. It's as if the roller is stabilizing. We do it again, stabilizing one part of your spine, and you're moving the spine away from that spot, opening up the chest. And exhale, we curl forward. Use your breath here. Inhaling. And then exhale. Use your exhale to come forward. Inhale to go back, filling all the spaces. And exhale. And stay here now, looking straight at the ceiling. Lift your pelvis and move the roller one notch up, one vertebra up, or one new location, just a little bit higher than the last one. So for me, this is below my shoulder blades still. I have a short back, but this is still below my blades. I'm going to inhale, pelvis is down now, as I arch back the upper body, and exhale, I crunch forward. Inhale, I go backwards. And if this feels too hard on your back, put a towel between you and the roller and see if that mitigates it if you have one of those stiff rollers. If you have a soft roller, this should feel just fine. And exhale, crunch. That was, I think, our fourth one. Now we're going to go lifting up the pelvis and moving the roller up a little bit higher. This is maybe the lower shoulder blade area, and then we'll do one more shoulder blade area, mid to upper. Putting the tailbone down now, we arch back, inhaling, and we exhale, come forward. So this is a more armored area of the body. You have a sternum in front, locking the ribs. You have your ribs hooking around to the spine. The spine is trying to move. You're inhaling using your breath. It's very good for bone density to be arching the back like this at the thoracic spine. It builds more density when you sort of like challenge the bones, I guess, by arching back like this. One more time, we go back and we exhale, come up. Move your pelvis up and move the roller up a little bit higher onto your shoulders and arch back, breathing in, and exhale, curl forward and arch back. Inhale, the pelvis is down now, and exhale. We go back, inhaling, and exhale forward, and one more time, making sure that you're opening from the point that's contacting the roller and not below that. And now we're going back, walking yourself back to the very first part we were on, and we're going to do a different motion now. Again, if you have a stiff roller and you need some cushioning, please be creative here. So I'm looking at the ceiling the whole time. If you don't understand this one, you can look at the camera or the screen. I'm going to side bend. So I'm going to continue to look at the ceiling. My shoulders are in the same plane. I'm not rolling one shoulder back. I'm just doing like hands of a clock. My elbows and my upper arm are like hands of a clock going around the center. The center is the place of contact of the roller with my spine. It's as if I'm grabbing that flesh on top of my spine and dragging it around into twist. Now we move just a little bit up higher than that, and we're going to do that again. Side bending, and we come back. Side bend the other side, come back to center. 3 more times out to the right or the left, and then go to the other side. 2 more times, side bending, rotating, and we go again. 1 more time, spinning around that contact point on the roller and to the other side. Lift up. Now I'm at a position, probably at my utmost, highest, most position on my shoulder blade. I'm gonna do it here. This is probably the most restricted place. There's very little side bend action in the chest up here. So try to stay stable in your spine, that you're not side bending lower down. You're just challenging yourself where you are contacting the roller. And one more. And then we come back up. Okay, so I'm gonna unmute you all now, and I'd like a little bit of conversation about those exercises, and if there are any questions about those last ones. Okay, any questions, anybody?
It felt great.
Yeah. Some of you already know this, so generally it's okay. So the whole idea is that on that last one is that you're kind of doing this kind of thing to your spine, right? But you're kind of grabbing, twisting around in your fascia. We can have a conversation about fascia later. Okay, so that looked pretty good? Everybody good?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back on mute. Somebody have a question?
No.
No? Okay. Going back. And we'll continue. All right, so now we're going to do a little on our stomachs. And on this one, you might want to have, well, this is nicer on a soft roller. I know some people don't really like this exercise, but it is actually a really good one. So I'm going to kneel on my roller below my knees. I didn't mute everybody. Did I mute everybody? I need to mute you all. Apparently I didn't make that happen. There we go. Okay, so this is knee stretches. Those of you who've done knee stretches on the reformer know what this feels like. Elaine, you've done these too on the reformer. So it's about bringing the knee, hinging the knees from the hips. But if I have a lot of weight on my legs, it's going to hurt my shins. So I'm putting a fair bit of weight on my arms. If you want to do fist arms, that's fine. So I'm keeping my body weight forward. I'm tucking my tail, and I'm just going to pull the roller in 1 and 2, and turn your toes inward so you're massaging your tibialis and not your shin bone. 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. And put the knees down. Make that roller go at your ankles, right above your ankle, or your ankles are on top, and then stretch out your spine and your back. And breathe. And now let's do another set of those. Walk that roller a little bit closer to your knees, or get back on it somehow. Make your hands go really close to the roller, almost to an untenable position, and then tuck your tail and roll, and try to bring your knees between your arms, feet off, and we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, toes inward, heels outward, 8, 9, and 10. Walk it forward, put the roller under your ankles, and sit yourself back again in your child's happy puppy, really. Okay, now let's go for one more difficult abdominal exercise, which will also affect the quads, before we do some stretching of the quads with the roller. So we're going to go into teaser. Elaine and Lanny, if you're still with us, you can do teaser like that from a sitting position. Those of us who can roll up to teaser, I would like you to roll up to teaser. Then we're going to do some business with the arms. So you do your best. Either find teaser from sitting or find it from the floor. Breathe in, come forward. Exhale, roll up. Float your legs up to teaser. Move your arms back and forward. Keep your legs up, back and forward. Do your best teaser you can do. And forward, you can bend your knees and forward. And now bring your arms up and then go right down and left down. Just do that little semaphore arc over your head, and right and left and right and left. Roll backwards or sit And that's our little teaser gesture for the moment. Now let's roll on our quads, and then we will do some balance challenge work. Okay, so quad work is painful, so be careful that you don't have too much pressure on your quads. If you do put a towel over the roller, do your best to mitigate that pressure. Okay, so in this roller position, it's really easy to sag your waist and to be just collapsed in your shoulders. So you're working here to keep your shoulders supporting your back, and your abs are working to keep your belly up. And we go, rolling from knees to hips. Relax your feet. Relax your quads. Keep your head in line with spine. It's really easy to slump in the shoulders here and let the head drop. Feel how it feels to roll all the way. You might have to reposition your elbows towards the top, towards your pelvis. And roll only as far towards your knees as is comfortable. The tissue is very small there. The tendons are small. So we want to go again into the belly of the muscle as we roll, rolling back towards your pelvis. And then roll again towards your knees. And now let your legs be a little bit farther apart and toe inward. You may have to kind of wiggle yourself into position as you have toes inward. Rolling again. So now you're prejudicing a little bit more towards your outer thigh, but not very much. And then back again. We'll do a little IT band rolling after. And then we roll away. And back. And 2 more times we roll away. And back again. And 1 more time, keep those toes inward. And then back to the pelvis. Okay, now position yourself so that your legs are turned outward from the hips and your toes are pointing outward. Your legs might be kind of wide here. Roll from your groin to your knees, towards them, and then back again towards your pelvis. This is another section of quad. Keep your glutes firing because this is a turn out leg. Make sure your abs are still working, your shoulder and head are in line. And we go again, 2 more, rolling towards your knees and then towards your pelvis. And then 1 more time, roll. And then back towards your pelvis. Okay, so now this is going to be tough on a hard roller. Again, I'm saying this too much, I think. But now I want you to try to do rolling pin legs at your thighs. So I feel this because my toes are on the floor, my heels are going out or my heels are going in, but it's happening at my pelvis. I feel my feet and I feel some change in my hips, but the action is a hip action. And then we do now barbecue tongs. We slide out and in. And on this one, there's quite a bit of drag of the roller against the flesh. And again, keep your feet as much as possible on the mat. 1 more time. And now roll a little closer to your knees. We're going to do 3 positions here. Rolling pin thighs from the femur, from the hip. We're rolling in and rolling out. So the glutes are firing to go outward and the glutes are relaxing to go inward. 1 more set. Good. And now keeping yourself parallel. Again, adjust your chest and head. Glide out and in like tongs, dragging the skin and the muscle against the roller and the bone. You've made a little trap. This is like what you would be doing if you were getting massages, hopefully. You'd be feeling some work here. 1 more time, tongs. And now move a little closer. I'm going to bump into my cabinet. Move a little closer towards your knees. And then we do the same thing, rolling pin. And a rolling pin. And right down here towards my knees, I feel some twanging of some of the muscle bundles. So this tells me I could stretch here a little bit more. I could massage that flesh a little bit more, the tissue, the fascia. 1 more time, rolling pin. And then tongs. Parallel, we go out and in. And again, I'm doing the same, I feel the same thing. I've got one of those 4 quadruped muscles is twanging as I roll against it. Okay, so now I'm going to roll back to my pelvis and get off the roller from there and get onto the outer band. So face your screen. This is hard on a hard roller, so you may have to use your arms to get your weight off and use your other foot to not put so much weight of your body into the roller. The hard roller is really hard on the IT band. So most of you have done some rolling on the IT band, so this is not news to you. So I'm going to roll towards my hip and my knee. My top leg is steering me and helping me take a little weight off that roller pressure. Make sure you're not right on the bone, but that you're rolling a little bit towards the front so that you're in the muscle of the quad rather than the direct sideline of the bone. It's kind of separating the quad muscle from the bone. You're working those connections. And we'll go one more time up to the top. And now move past your hip joint into your pelvis, right above what I would call the trochanter, which is this bone that sticks out at the widest part of your hip. It's really the leg bone. I'm in what I would call my glute medius section, which is that sort of empty place between the bone up top and the hip bone. It's right there. And I'm just gonna roll in and out. Be careful that you have some weight off the roller so it's not too terrible. And just roll on that glute med. Let's do our other side now. All right, so get on your elbow, have your other foot be on the top of the floor helping. The other leg down below is quite relaxed. And we're gonna keep a little bit of aiming downward of our body as we roll towards your knee and towards your thigh or towards your hip. Pretend you're kind of doing a little dissection, a little massagey dissection of your own body, going from what does this feel like here? Good, and use your arms getting a little bit of work to support your weight. Your neck is getting some work in the back of it to support your head. Remember, nothing is hanging, everything is conscious here. One more towards your knee and then back up towards your hip. And now let's roll off that place towards your pelvis. So move past that point, and I'm at that glute medius section, and I'm just rolling on that soft place. You're gonna feel your glute in the back as you roll back towards it, and you're gonna feel you're running into your own pelvic bone right towards the front. Be careful you don't hurt yourself on this, those of you with hard rollers. Okay, so now we're gonna take a little balance challenge. This is not easy. Some of you in San Rafael have had this. This is the one where we end up with one limb on the mat. And I haven't done this in a long time. And if I fall off, please forgive me. But it's a challenging exercise, but it's excellent for your core stability. So sometimes we think our core needs to be practiced just to feel itself, to feel how hard it is to do things. But the core is really involved in many things that don't make it feel itself. Like, I don't know how to explain that. I don't need to do crunches to feel my core. I just need to feel it turn on when it's needed. So I'm in the middle of my yoga mat. Head is supported, tailbone is on. My arms are by the sides of the hips. And my feet are going to be fairly wide to the outer edges of my mat. We're going to start at the outer edges. So we're going to raise up right leg and left arm. Find your balance. And I can tell you right now, I'm probably not going to be able to do this without falling down. So let's put that limb down again, the right foot and the left arm, and let's try the other side. We're going to bring up the left leg and the right arm. And I can tell right now, if I think of the next step, I would be better at this side than the other. So I may have to choose that one so I can demonstrate some kind of success. Okay, so Let's get settled again. The hands are at the edges of the mat. The feet are at the outer edges of the mat as well. So I'm going to bring up my left leg and my right arm. I'm going to try to feel my right foot on the mat. Try to breathe calmly, like a big pool of calm is in your abdominal region. Then I'm going to see if I can think about unweighting my left hand off the floor. And as I think about that, am I ready to do that? Maybe. Can my arm come up to the ceiling? Maybe. If you find your balance, the first arm to come down would be your left arm, then your right arm, then your left foot. So that was moderately successful for me on that side. It's been a long time since I've done that. Let's see if we can do this on the other side. I probably won't be able to, but we'll try anyway. The right leg will come up to tabletop position. The left arm will come up, just pointing your fingers to the ceiling. And now imagine what it would be like to take your right arm off. Would you be able to hold your balance? Do you feel the solidity of your left foot? So I don't need you to take it off to the ceiling. I need you to just unweight it off the floor to see if you can hold your balance. Remember your abdominals and how steady you can keep your body on this pesky little roller is what's going to help you stay on balance. And then if you can take your arm to the ceiling, take your arm to the ceiling. The right arm will come down first, the left arm second, and the right foot third. If you felt that was easy, then I want you to narrow your foot position. I particularly found that to be challenging enough. I'm going to keep my feet wide. The narrower your foot position are, the more your balance or your stable foot is in line with your roller and the less stability you actually have. So we're going to try that one more time. We're going to raise up the left leg and the right arm. Get some composure in your body. Feel your abs every time you exhale. There's a big pool of calm in the middle. Your right foot is holding onto the floor. It's pressing down into the floor. And then you're going to see if you can unweight your left arm and bring it up and find your balance. Breathe. Take your left arm down and your right arm down and your left leg down. And we try the other side. Right leg comes up, left arm comes up. Find that pool of calm in the middle of your body. Everything is just settled into that pesky little squirrely roller. Your left foot is holding steady on the floor. Your right arm is thinking about coming off. And then it slowly comes up. Do not surprise the body by jerking your arm up. See if you can move it in slow motion. And then bring your right hand down and your left hand down, and then bring your right foot down. Okay, so now let's see if we want to do something else here with the roller. What do we do? Let's end with the last bit. We'll put that, those of you now who have the hard roller, and if you have two and you have a choice, put your hard roller against the base of your skull. So I don't have one here, I just have my soft one. We're going to use this time to take a little bit of stretch and a little bit of breathing and moving in our necks. And we'll take one last IT band stretch while we're here. So keeping your chin tucked in, think about your neck being very long and that you're resting this base of the skull on this roller without being in your neck pleats. Keeping the chin tucked, turn your head gently to one direction, keeping pressure on the skull against the roller to massage those connections of the neck muscles into the skull. And keep twisting and turning. And if you take your hands, if your arms can do this, and you take your arms to the outer edges of your roller, you'll get a nice stretch in the front of your chest for each arm. And it reminds me of an exercise that we learned very early in Pilates days called chicken wings, where you keep your Oh, it's the other way around. You keep your pinky finger. Is very hard to do on shoulders. I should give that to you guys one time. But it comes from this idea here. Okay, so now we're going to take the roller off. You can use your pillow or your cushion if you want to for your head. And let's take, because we did so much work on the pelvis and softening up those muscles around the hips, let's do IT band stretch. So put your strap on one of your feet, doesn't matter which. Hold on to the strap with the opposite hand and straighten your leg fully, giving room for the straight. Don't have your knee be bent when you can, all you have to do is give yourself a little more strap for the knee to be perfectly straight. It works, the stretch works better from there. So now choke up on the strap until you feel your hamstring is limiting you. Take the same arm as the leg that's up in the air, out to the side for balance, and start bringing the leg across the body while pulling it slowly upward towards your opposite shoulder. As you inhale, keep your eyes open. Exhale, notice the leg falls from the hip. Inhale again, not from the back. It falls from the outside of the hip. And keep tension on the strap, breathing in. And exhale again. And inhale again. And exhale again. One more set. And exhale. And then let's take strap off foot and put it on your other foot. And give room for the leg to be straight. Give it room and then pull the leg in, holding onto the strap with the opposite hand. Take your same arm as leg out to the side for balance. Start to bring the leg across the body, feeling the IT band stretching the outer back leg. So you might feel it here at the knee and in the calf. You might feel it on the outer hip, all the way to the hip. Anywhere along this line is fair game here. Inhale. And exhale. Notice that the exhale lets it fall farther. Inhale again. And exhale. One more. Breathe in. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. All right. There is one more exercise we need to do. We started a little bit late. So if you've got time to do this one more. So this is not for everybody. Elaine, you may have a hard time with this on the roller with your arms. So watch this and see if there's any piece of this that you can do. I should face this way so I can see you all here better. So this is for upper back extension. Usually in Pilates, we end with an extension exercise. It gets the back used to being upright instead of flexed over the whole time. So I'm going to be on my stomach. And my roller is going to be out in front of me. My arms are going to be with thumbs up. So I would call this, well, you're on your arm bone with your thumbs facing up and your shoulders are down. Your forehead is down on the mat, and you're walking that roller closer to your elbows so that the roller is just above your head. Shrug your shoulders upward. The roller will move away from you. Pull your shoulders down. The roller will move towards your head. Keep your head slightly suspended off the mat so that you're not straining in your neck. Let arms widen if you feel tension in your upper trapezius. One more. Shrug up and down and hold this. Hold the down. Lift your head and look above the roller and see if you can roll the roller towards you, anchoring the shoulders. And then roll back. Shrug up once, shrug down once, press on the roller, keep the thumbs up and keep the arms straight as you roll the roller towards you. Abs are working, shoulders are down. And then push it away. Lowering the head. Shrug up one more, shrug down. This is our last one. And we roll up. Abs working, roll away. And then put your hands under your shoulders and push yourself back into child's pose. You can take a full child's pose now with your tailbone tucked under. I can't get my hips towards my feet very well, so you do your best to get your hips down on your feet if you want to. And now get yourself up to a quadruped position. Let's do one little neck stretch before we finish. I felt a little neck tension on that last exercise. So let's take up here in the upper trap. Let's take the sitting symmetrically diagonal arm position. We're gonna do that upper trap neck here. So put your hand at the opposite edge of your head. Your elbow is diagonally forward, and you're gonna tuck your chin and lengthen out the back of the neck. Feel like you're pulling your head backwards against the pressure downward to stretch your upper trap. This is another way to do it instead of just using the yoga strap as we have been doing. Put your head back up again and change arms. Put your hand to the back quadrant and then tuck your chin and feel the stretch. Dropping that shoulder, feel like you're pushing your head back into your hand to keep your neck righted. And then we come back up. Okay, class, we are finished. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.